Imagine waking up one day and realizing the world you dreamed of is not waiting for you. That the opportunities you imagined, the doors you thought would open, are not going to knock. They exist, but only for those who know how to reach them. Most people spend their lives waiting for luck, waiting for someone to notice them, waiting for a sign that will never come. But what if I told you that the key to turning your life around, the key to grabbing success by the hand, is already in front of you? It is not hidden in some secret formula or some distant miracle. It is inside you, and it is amplified by one skill that almost everyone underestimates. That skill is your ability to communicate, to express, to make your ideas, your talent, and your dreams heard. Without it, the smartest plan, the best invention, or the hardest word can remain invisible, trapped in silence, waiting for someone else to notice. No, but when you master it, suddenly the impossible becomes reachable. The distant becomes close, and the world stops being a place that ignores you and starts being a place that listens. Every day, millions of people are doing remarkable things, but only a fraction of them are remembered, recognized, or rewarded. The difference is not always talent, not always timing. It is the ability to ensure that the world understands what you have to offer. Think about it. How many brilliant ideas are buried in notebooks, hidden in thoughts, never shared because someone doubted themselves, feared judgment, or waited for perfection? What if instead of waiting, they had spoken up? What if they had taken action, reached out, expressed themselves, and let the world respond? That is the moment where everything changes. That is the point where dreams stop being silent wishes and start becoming unstoppable realities. You might be thinking, but I'm not ready, I'm not perfect. I don't know enough. Perfect is a myth. Ready is a trap. Waiting is the enemy of success. The people who achieve extraordinary results are not those who wait. They are the ones who act, who take imperfect steps, who communicate boldly, who refuse to be invisible. And today, I'm going to show you how one skill, when mastered, can multiply your opportunities, increase your learning, boost your confidence, and give your dreams the platform they deserve. You will see why the world rewards those who speak, who express, who take action, and why those who stay silent are left behind. By the end of this, you will understand that success is not a dream for someone else. It is something you can reach if you dare to make yourself heard. If you dare to cross the bridge that connects your potential to the opportunities waiting beyond your comfort zone. This is not about luck, talent, or waiting for a perfect moment. It's about action, courage, and communication. And it starts right now. When we talk about English, many people immediately think of status, accent, or showing off intelligence. They think English is about sounding elite or proving you are better than others. But this is one of the biggest misunderstandings that hold people back. English is not a badge of superiority. English is a bridge. And a bridge is not built to make you feel important. It is built to help you cross from where you are to where you want to be. A bridge has only one purpose: connection. It connects two places that were once separate. In the same way, English connects your local world to the global world. It connects your ideas to people who have never met you. It connects your talent to opportunities that do not exist in your immediate surroundings. When you see English as a bridge, you stop feeling ashamed of your mistakes and start focusing on movement. You stop asking, how do I sound? And start asking, can they understand me? And many talented people remain invisible, not because they lack ability, but because they lack connection. There are brilliant students, skilled workers, creative thinkers, and future leaders in small towns and big cities who never get the chance they deserve. Not because the world is unfair, but because the world cannot hear them. English becomes the language that carries their voice beyond their neighborhood, their city, and their country. Without that bridge, their ideas stay trapped on one side. Think about how the modern world works. Businesses collaborate across countries. Universities share research across continents. Technology allows a teenager sitting in a small room to build something that millions can use. But most of these conversations happen in one common language. Not because it is the best language, but because it is the shared language. English became the meeting point. And if you refuse to step onto that bridge, the meeting continues without you. Some people say, I am proud of my mother tongue. I don't want to lose my identity. This fear is understandable, but it is misplaced. Learning English does not erase who you are. A bridge does not replace your home. It simply gives you a road to travel. You do not forget where you come from just because you learn how to go farther. In fact, English allows you to represent your culture, your values, and your story to the world. Without it, others will define you. With it, you define yourself. Another mistake people make is waiting for perfection before they start using English. They believe that unless their grammar is flawless or their accent sounds foreign, they should stay silent. But bridges are not built in one day. They are built step by step, plank by plank. Every sentence you speak, every mistake you make, every awkward conversation is a piece of that bridge. Fluency does not come before communication. Communication creates fluency. The most important conversations in life do not reward perfect language. They reward clarity and honesty. When you apply for a job, present an idea, or introduce yourself to someone who could change your future, they are not listening for grammar rules. They are listening for understanding. Can you explain your idea? Can you share your vision? Can you tell your story? English helps you do that with more people. Not better people, just more people. Once you understand English as a bridge, your mindset changes. You stop comparing yourself to native speakers. You stop feeling small when you hear someone speak better than you. Instead, you focus on crossing. Every new word becomes a step forward. Every conversation becomes progress. You stop fearing judgment and start valuing growth. Look at opportunities today. Online courses, international scholarships, remote jobs, conferences, and collaborations. These doors are not blocked by intelligence. They are locked by communication. English is often the key, not because it makes you special, but because it makes you reachable. People cannot support you, hire you, or partner with you if they cannot understand you. Even failure feels different when you have a bridge. When something does not work locally, English allows you to look outward. You can learn from others' mistakes, listen to global experiences, and adapt faster. You are no longer limited to one perspective or one system. You become part of a bigger conversation, and that conversation sharpens you. Most importantly, seeing English as a bridge removes fear. Fear comes from thinking English is a test you must pass. A bridge is not a test. A bridge is a tool. You do not judge a person for using a bridge poorly at first. You admire them for trying to cross. The courage to step onto that bridge matters more than how smoothly you walk. In the end, English does not make you successful by itself, but it gives success a path to reach you. It does not change your destiny, but it expands your options. And in a world full of competition, options are power. Talent that reaches more people has a higher chance of being recognized, refined, and rewarded. It is also important to understand that communication builds confidence, not the other way around. Many people wait to feel confident before they speak, but confidence grows from expression. Every time you explain an idea, answer a question, or share an opinion, you strengthen your belief in your own value. Communication turns internal ability into external impact. The world is full of average people with strong communication skills and exceptional people who remain unnoticed. This is not because communication is more important than talent, but because it is the channel through which talent flows. Without a channel, even the strongest force cannot move. In the end, success is rarely about what you know alone. It is about what others know about you. Can they see your skills? Can they understand your ideas? Can they trust your thinking? Communication answers these questions. When you learn to express your talent clearly, especially in a global language, you stop being invisible. You step into the light where opportunities exist. And once your talent is seen, it finally has the chance to become what it was always meant to be. In today's world, learning is no longer limited to classrooms, libraries, or a single teacher. Knowledge is moving faster than ever, crossing borders, cultures, and industries every single day. But there is uncomfortable truth hidden inside this reality. Not everyone has equal access to this knowledge. The difference difference is often not intelligence, money, or effort. Very often, the difference is language. And English, whether we like it or not, has become the main gateway to global learning. When people say English multiplies your learning speed, they don't mean you suddenly become smarter. They mean you remove delays. You remove barriers. You stop waiting for information to be translated, simplified, or filtered for you. You go directly to the source. And in a fast-moving world, speed matters more than perfection. Think about where most new ideas appear first. Research papers, scientific discoveries, technological innovations, business strategies, and self-development frameworks are usually published in English. By the time these ideas are translated into other languages, months or even years may have passed. Those who understand English are already experimenting, failing, learning, and improving, while others are still waiting to hear about the idea. This creates a quiet gap, not a gap of talent, but a gap of timing. And timing can decide success. Learning is not just about consuming information. It is about staying relevant. Skills expire quickly. What was valuable 5 years ago may be useless today. English allows you to constantly update yourself. Online courses, tutorials, podcasts, articles, forums, and discussions are overwhelmingly available in English. When you understand the language, you unlock an endless library that updates itself every single day. Many people rely only on local resources, local teachers, local books, local opinions. While these are important, they are limited. They reflect a small slice of the world. English exposes you to global thinking. You learn how people in different countries solve the same problems differently. You see multiple perspectives instead of one fixed approach. This broadens not only your knowledge, but also your thinking. Another powerful advantage of English is self-directed learning. When you depend on others to teach you, your growth is slow. When you can teach yourself, your growth accelerates. English empowers self-learning. You don't need permission to learn. You don't need to wait for a course to be available in your language. You search, read, watch, listen, and practice on your own terms. This independence changes everything. You become proactive instead of reactive, curious instead of dependent. You stop asking, who will teach me this? Start asking, what do I want to learn next? That mindset alone puts you ahead of most people. English also exposes you to failure stories, not just success stories. People openly share their mistakes, experiments, and lessons online, mostly in English. This means you can learn from thousands of failures without paying the cost yourself. You can avoid common traps, understand real challenges, and build realistic expectations. This kind of learning is faster and deeper than theory alone. Some people argue that learning in one's native language is easier and more comfortable. That is true, but comfort slows growth. Learning in English may feel difficult at first, but difficulty forces focus. You read more carefully. You listen more actively. You think more deeply. Over time, this struggle strengthens your brain. You are not just learning new information. You are training your mind to adapt. There is also a hidden benefit. English connects learning with opportunity. When you learn something in English, you can immediately apply it in global context. You can discuss it with international communities, ask questions, get feedback, and refine your understanding. Learning becomes interactive, not isolated. Knowledge grows faster when it is shared and challenged. Another important point is that English reduces dependency on outdated systems. In many places, education systems move slowly. Curriculums take years to change, but the world changes in months. English allows you to bypass outdated content and stay aligned with current realities. You don't wait for permission to upgrade yourself. Even entertainment contributes to learning. Documentaries, interviews, talks, and discussions in English expose you to real-world thinking. You learn how experts think, not just what they know. You absorb mindset, communication style, and problem-solving approaches naturally without realizing it. Over time, all of this compounds. Learning faster does not mean learning more in one day. It means learning consistently, continuously, and efficiently over years. Small advantages repeated daily create massive gaps in the long run. English gives you that small daily advantage. Most importantly, English teaches you how to learn. When you navigate information in another language, you become better at finding patterns, asking questions, and adapting quickly. These are meta skills, skills that improve every other skill you learn afterward. In the end, English is not just a subject, it is a learning accelerator. It does not guarantee success, but it shortens the distance between curiosity and understanding. In a world where knowledge is power and speed is leverage, English quietly multiplies your ability to grow. And the faster you learn, the more prepared you become for whatever the future demands. Confidence is one of the most powerful tools a person can possess, yet it is also one of the most misunderstood. Many people think confidence comes from perfection, experience, or natural talent. They believe that to feel confident, they must first master the skill, get everything right, or be admired by others. But this is not how real confidence works. Real confidence grows from action, from the willingness to put yourself out into the world, even when you are unsure, even when you are not perfect. And in our globalized world, language, especially English, becomes one of the strongest vehicles for building that confidence. Speaking English is not about having a flawless accent or knowing every grammar rule. It is about being heard and understood. When you start communicating, you are taking responsibility for your ideas, your goals, and your vision. Every time you speak right or present, you step out of your comfort zone. That small act of courage compounds over time, transforming your mindset from hesitation to boldness. Confidence is not something that suddenly appears. It is forged in moments of vulnerability, in moments when you risk being misunderstood but choose to speak anyway. Many people fear speaking English because of the possibility of mistakes. They imagine others judging them, laughing at them, or dismissing them. But these fears are often exaggerated. Most people respect effort and clarity more than perfection. When you speak despite fear, your brain rewires itself. You start associating English with opportunity instead of failure. You start seeing mistakes not as threats, but as stepping stones toward improvement. This shift is crucial because confidence cannot grow in a vacuum. It grows where risk meets action. Confidence also comes from the ability to participate in conversations that matter. Imagine sitting in a room full of talented people, listening to discussions about business, technology, or innovation, but being unable to contribute because of language barriers. Talent alone will not give you influence. Knowledge alone will not earn you respect. Your ability to communicate your thoughts clearly, to engage in meaningful dialogue, is what turns potential into real impact. English often provides access to those conversations on a global scale, giving you a platform to express your ideas and be recognized for them. Another reason English builds confidence is that it forces you to think differently. Communicating in another language requires you to organize your thoughts more carefully, choose your words with intention, and consider your audience. These mental exercises improve clarity of thought, enhance problem-solving skills, and encourage creativity. When you are able to express complex ideas in English, you not only impress others, but also reinforce your own belief in your ability. Confidence grows not from how others perceive you, but from how you perceive your own capability to act and communicate. Confidence is also about resilience. Every time you make a mistake while speaking English, you learn how to recover, how to correct yourself, and how to continue without hesitation. This resilience transfers to every other area of life. You begin to understand that failure is temporary and mistakes are lessons. You become more willing to take calculated risks, to try new approaches, and to pursue opportunities that once seemed intimidating. English becomes more than a language. It becomes a training ground for courage, adaptability, and self-assurance. The beauty of building confidence through English is that it is measurable. Every conversation, presentation, email, or speech is a tangible action that strengthens your self-belief. Unlike abstract motivation or vague inspiration, speaking in English gives immediate feedback. You notice improvements, see understanding in others' eyes, and feel the satisfaction of being understood. These small victories accumulate, reinforcing your confidence incrementally and consistently over time. Furthermore, confidence through English is contagious. When you speak clearly and boldly, others listen, follow, and respond. They trust your opinions, ideas more readily. Confidence attracts opportunities. People naturally gravitate toward those who express themselves effectively because they are seen as capable, decisive, and prepared. By learning to communicate in English, you amplify your presence, expand your influence, and open doors that might otherwise remain closed. Another crucial aspect is that confidence gained through English encourages independence. You no longer rely solely on translators, mentors, or guides to navigate global knowledge. You can explore online courses, international research, and professional communities on your own. This independence builds a sense of self-reliance, which is a cornerstone of true confidence. When you trust yourself to see, learn, and communicate without intermediaries, you no longer wait for permission to grow. You take charge of your own progress. English also allows you to practice confidence in diverse settings. Speaking with people from different cultures, backgrounds, and professions teaches you adaptability. You learn how to adjust your tone, simplify complex ideas, and build rapport with people who may not share your first language or perspective. This adaptability strengthens confidence because you realize that understanding is not about being perfect. It is about connection. The more connections you make, the more your belief in your ability to navigate any situation grows. Confidence through English is not limited to verbal communication. Writing in English, emails, reports, articles, social media posts reinforces your ability to articulate thoughts in a clear and structured way. Written communication allows reflection and revision, giving you a chance to refine your ideas and build trust in your own judgment. As your written communication improves, so does your verbal confidence, creating a positive feedback loop that reinforces your self-assurance in every context. In the end, confidence is not a magical trait that some people are born with. It is built, practiced, and strengthened over time. Speaking English, especially in a world where it opens doors to learning, work, and global interaction, provides a structured way to cultivate that confidence. Each conversation, each message, each effort to be understood becomes a brick in the foundation of your self-belief. The courage to speak despite mistakes, the ability to recover from misunderstandings, and the discipline to practice consistently are what transform language into power. When you embrace English not as a burden, not as a test, but as a tool for growth, your confidence grows naturally. It grows quietly at first, then steadily, until it becomes unmistakable. You start approaching challenges with composure, expressing ideas with clarity, and taking risks with faith in your own capability. Confidence, once internalized through action, becomes visible to others, attracting opportunity, influence, and success. The act of speaking, learning, and connecting through English is more than language practice. It is a daily exercise in courage, resilience, and belief in yourself. In the end, confidence is the bridge between knowledge and action, between potential and achievement. English simply strengthens that bridge, giving you the ability to walk it boldly, to cross from hesitation to influence, and to transform your talents into real, tangible success. Every word you speak, every sentence you construct, and every conversation you engage in is an opportunity to reinforce that confidence until it becomes an unshakable part of who you are. Ideas alone are fragile. They are like seeds that cannot grow without soil, water, and sunlight. You may have the brightest ideas, the most creative solutions, and the most innovative visions, but if no one understands them, they remain trapped inside your mind. The world does not reward ideas that stay silent. It rewards ideas that are communicated, shared, and acted upon. Communication is the lifeline that carries your ideas from thought to reality, from potential to impact, and English often becomes the most powerful vehicle for this process. When we talk about the world rewarding those who can explain their ideas, we are talking about clarity, precision, and the courage to present your thinking. It is not enough to know what you want to do. Others must understand why it matters, how it works, and what makes it valuable. Ideas become influence only when they are transmitted effectively. Without expression, your ideas are invisible, and invisibility is the enemy of progress. This is where English plays a critical role in today's interconnected world. It allows you to present your ideas to a wider audience, to people who may not share your native language, and to communities that can amplify your work globally. Many people underestimate the importance of expression because they confuse it with perfection. They think they must articulate their ideas flawlessly, or they should remain silent. But real-world communication does not reward perfection. It rewards comprehension. People respond to clarity and passion far more than to flawless grammar or accent. The ability to explain your ideas effectively demonstrates confidence, competence, and vision. It shows that you can not only think, but also act, guide, and lead. English is the bridge that allows your clarity and passion to reach an audience far beyond your immediate environment. There is also a misconception that ideas are enough if they are good. Good ideas are meaningless if no one knows about them. In business, in science, in leadership, and in social change, the ability to articulate an idea is what turns potential into results. Investors fund pitches, not hidden concepts. Employers promote those who can explain their strategy, not those who silently excel. Leaders inspire those who can communicate vision, not those who quietly innovate. In every case, explanation converts thought into influence, and influence is what brings tangible rewards. English multiplies this effect because it opens doors to a global platform. Imagine you have a groundbreaking project, a solution that could change your industry, or an insight that could improve millions of lives. If you can only explain it in your local language, your reach is limited. But if you can present it in English, suddenly your audience expands to the entire world. You can collaborate with international teams, publish research, attend conferences, share online content, and receive feedback from a much broader spectrum of people. The ability to explain your ideas in English transforms local innovation into global impact. Many successful people are not necessarily more talented than their peers. What sets them apart is their ability to communicate effectively. They can take complex concepts and simplify them without losing meaning. They can persuade, negotiate, and inspire. They can create a narrative that makes others care about their idea. English, as a widely spoken global language, allows them to do this on a scale that is simply not possible in a single local language. Those who cannot explain their ideas, no matter how brilliant, are often overlooked, while those who can communicate clearly gain recognition and opportunity.